Hey friends, we are live on YouTube now, and we're going to have a question and answer session on intermittent fasting. It's great to have you around, and we're also going to talk about the so-called Fast 800, developed by Dr. Michael Mosley the first time. That's a novel concept, a very interesting concept, and it's also a doable concept. So thank you very much once again for joining us tonight. We will have a more extended session as well. But let me first tell you in a nutshell, what is the so-called Fast 800? What is Fast 800 and how does it work? Now, the idea of 800 is that you only consume 800 calories in a given day. And the reason for the Fast 800 is it's joined with time-restricted eating or intermittent fasting. And I'll just explain the difference between the two as well. So the idea is all you do is you eat 800 calories a day maximum for the period of 2 weeks up to 12 weeks. Now, 12 weeks you could think is a long time. 2 weeks, a lot of people say, I'd be able to do that. But after your initial period, after the 2 weeks or 12 weeks, or whatever long this period is going to be, you're going to reassess the situation and then possibly go to a situation of 5 days of eating at a sort of a normal basis. And then 2 days where you eat just 800 calories, or technically kilocalories for a given day. Now, just to give you an idea, if you eat an egg, then that one egg could be, depending on the size of the egg, of course, could be 80, 90, or 100 calories. The same could be an apple. An apple or could be 100 calories as well. The difference between the two is marked, though. The apple would contain a lot of fructose, and by that token, carbohydrates, which is a fairly good carbohydrate or a better carbohydrate, if I could put it that way. Where the egg wouldn't contain any of that. The egg would have protein and would have fat and almost zero carbohydrates. But that's a discussion for another day. So the important thing is to keep in mind that you will only eat 800 in a given day. Now, the fasting side of this works this way. You would then say, I am going to, certain days of the week or the month, I'm going to fast completely. So that will be 24 hours or 30 hours or 36 hours, or even up to 72 hours, days that I won't eat anything. I'll drink liquids, that's fine, but I won't eat. There's a distinction between that and time-restricted eating, which I'll explain in a minute. I just want to note another way of fasting is where you would go hard for 2 or 3 days in the week and then do different days where you eat more. So that's not a full fast, but it's in a sense a fast, intermittent fasting. So certain times of the week you'll eat more, and other times of the week you'll eat less. Time-restricted eating means that you'll only eat during certain periods of the day. This is so-called your window of eating. That window could be anything from in the severe case of 2 hours and up to 12 hours, or anything in between. So when you start off, probably at 12 and 12 is a good time. So 12 hours of no eating and then 12 hours of eating, which means if you stop at 6 o'clock at night or late afternoon, then and you won't eat till the next morning at 6 o'clock, that's 12 hours. And so ideally you want to push that on. And when I do this, I normally push that to 14 or 16 hours, and then just have a shorter period that I do my eating in. So that is a time-restricted eating, which means you've got a certain window that you eat. Then you could fine-tune this even more. You could say, what do I eat in this period? And the important thing to keep in mind then is that you want to limit your carbs as much as you can. Some people talk about 50 grams of carbs a day, and some people talk about 20 grams of carbs a day. Now, just keep in mind that your one apple that you eat could take you past the 20 carbs for the day, or the one banana. And it's important then to understand what the value of those carbs are. To stick to 800 kilocalories per day, some people prefer to do recipes of the so-called Mediterranean diet, and they stick with that. Other people say, this is tough for me. I don't have the time or the patience to calculate everything. So what I would want to do is I want to have shakes. So I know in this shake there will be so much in terms of the different calories, maybe 100 or 200 calories. So that means I can take 4 of those shakes a day. But in that, I will then have enough protein, enough fat, and limited carbs to see me through the day. Now, when people talk about, or when I talk to people about fasting, they often say, it's impossible, I can't do that. And we know it's possible, and we take you through that. But there are many questions that people have in terms of fasting. And we're going to have a separate session where you could ask any of the questions that you have about fasting, or the Fast 800 developed by Dr. Michael Mosley. And just in a nutshell, he discovered at one stage, he's a medical doctor, but he discovered that he had diabetes. And one of his doctor colleagues said to him, listen, we've got to put you on this medication, and that will keep it at bay. And he decided, no, I want to do something else. I don't want to go on medication. And he went on to a diet or a different style of eating, and he dropped about 10 kgs. And when he dropped that weight, the diabetes disappeared. Now, I'm not saying that to say that that will be the same for everybody, but I'm saying it just to tell you that there are things that you would think could be or would be impossible, that changing your diet and losing weight could change around and could give you a new freedom in terms of freedom from illness and sicknesses that's keeping you back. That's almost unheard of. So we'll have a session about this, and if you have any questions, please jot this down below. We'll cover that as well, and keep in touch, and we'll do the question and answer session where we'll give you enough details so that you are able to know exactly how to do it and how to tackle it for yourself and lose some weight and get to an excellent state of health, because that's really where we want to be at a place of excellent health, best that you can be, and then to start exercising from there and start building your strength and start building your immune system so that it's as strong as it can be for as many years and as long as you live and are still on this earth. So have a great day, and we'll chat again soon. Bye-bye.